Hi, I'm Julian Ramintos and this is my 10 common laboratory apparatus I choose. This 10 common laboratory apparatus is so important in laboratory experiment. And today, I explain the uses and the importance of this equipment one by one. First, microscope. A microscope is a very basic and needed equipment in the biology laboratory. A simple light in microscope. Compound microscope is the one which is mostly used in school and college, and it uses natural or artificial light and a series of magnifying lenses to observe a tiny specimen. Below is a schematic diagram of a compound microscope with details of its parts. By using microscope, scientists, researchers, and students were able to discover the existence of microorganisms, study the structure of cells, and see the smallest parts of plants, animals, and fungi. Second, test tubes. The next very common apparatus is the test tube. They are usually cylindrical pipes made up of glass, with a circular opening on one side and a rounding bottom on the other side. They come in different sizes, but the most common standard size is 18 by 150 mm. These tubes are one of the most important apparatus as they are functional from storing to mixing reagents in any chemical or biological reaction. These tubes are widely used by chemists to hold, mix or heat small quantities of solid or liquid chemicals, especially for qualitative experiments and assay. The round bottom and straight sides minimize mass loss when pouring, make them easier to clean, and allow convenient monitoring of the contents. Third, beakers. Beakers are another cylindrical utensil made up of glass with a flat bottom and an upper opening, which may or may not have a spout. They are of varying sizes and are used to hold, heat, or mix substances with a proper measure. Beakers come in every size from a tiny 20 ml cups to liter-sized buckets, and everything in between. But 250 to 500 ml beakers are not most common. A beaker is a cylindrical glass or a plastic vessel used for holding liquids. It is a multi-purpose piece of equipment used for containing a chemical reaction, measuring liquids, heating them over a Bunsen burners, flame or collecting them into filtration experiments. 4. Magnifying glass. A magnifying glass is one of the first introduced lab equipment among the students. As the name suggests, it is used to view enlarged or magnified image of the objects, or read the small subcalibrations marked on many equipments. It has a convex lens for object enlargement, and usually has a wooden handle to hold it. The lens is used to magnify small objects such as insects or individual leaves on plants, so that the viewer can better see them and the details on them. 5. Glass funnel. Glass funnel are for funneling liquids from one container to another, or for filtering when equipped with filter paper, to channel liquid or fine-grained substances into containers with a small opening, used for pouring liquids or powder through a small opening, and for holding the filter paper and filtration, used in transferring liquids in small containers. 6. Litmus and filter paper. These two cannot be called apparatus in a proper way. but these serve as one of the most important and basic things that will be required in any of laboratories. The litmus paper serves to identify the pH of any solution by changing colors, whereas the filter paper serves in the filtration process. Litmus is a water-soluble mixture of different dyes extracted from lenchins. It is often absorbed onto filter paper to produce one of the oldest forms of the pH indicator, used to test materials for acidity. In an acidic medium, blue litmus paper turns red, while in a basic or alkaline medium, red litmus paper turns blue. 7. Tongs. Tongs do not much in use, are common and basic apparatus in any lab. They are used to grasp and lift hot vessels and harmful substances during any kind of reaction taking place in the lab. Many fingers have worn due to careless handling of hot or dangerous substances in labs. Therefore, make it a habit to handle things with tongs unless you are absolutely sure otherwise. Tools used to grip and lift objects instead of holding them directly with hands. Available in a variety of shapes and with a range of rung counts for specialized application, including holding crustables, beakers, or flask. 8. Spatula. These laboratory spatulas are very much similar to the kitchen, like spatulas found in our home, but they are just very smaller in size in comparison. The spatulas are usually resistant to heat and acids, hence making them suitable for large range use in the laboratory experiment. Spatulas are used to transport and distribute dry chemical compounds. Spatulas are used most often when without chemicals on a balance, because they allow you to collect very small quantities of the chemical at a time. 9. Bunsen burner. This apparatus produces a single open flame, and it is used for heating and sterilization purposes in the various of experiments conducted in labs. A laboratory often needs a lot of things heated or boiled, and Bunsen burner was tailor-made for this purpose. It runs on standard LPG fuel and can reach a fairly respectable temperature, unlike a spirit lamp. A Bunsen burner is a type of gas burner that is used in many chemistry procedures in a laboratory settings. It is used to heat substances, to combust substances, and sterilize objects on high heat. Many different types of gases can be used in a burner, such as methane, butane, propane, or a mixture of them. And last, thermometer. Every lab is equipped with a basic thermometer as many times certain chemical or biological reaction can be carried out in any particular temperature range only, and so to proceed. The thermometer becomes very necessary to measure the temperature of the required solution before moving forward with further reaction procedure. A thermometer is an instrument that measures temperature. It can measure the temperature of a solid such as food, a liquid such as water, or a gas such as air. The three most common units of measurement for the temperature are Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. The Celsius scale is part of the metric system. Laboratory experiment is so important because you will develop skills in using scientific equipment correctly and safely, making observation, taking measurement, and carrying out well-defined scientific procedures. Understanding of the natures of science, that's why laboratory experiment is so interested. And for me, laboratory experiment is beautiful things to do because you will discover or develop new things in your life. And if you have a question about experiment of plants or anything, your question will be answered by learning experiment. And if you don't know, just simple ask your instructor what you will do of that experiment. And always remember, materials so important of experiment because other chemical is so dangerous to our health. And to avoid danger, we should follow the rules of experiment and preserve your experiment in the right place. And after the experiment, wash the materials and put in the right place or safe place. Wala.